If you didn't know the movie was called Jurassic Park, you might not know what was in that crate.
That's true. The mystery of what... Well, even if you... Like, because raptors weren't really well known when this movie came out. Like, you have no idea what kind of dinosaur is in there. But you've learned that it's fucking vicious.
You know it's a very dangerous animal of some kind. And you know that there's 40 guys with machine guns, and the animal is intended to be in a park for children. So it's a perfect scenario. Oh, I was just going to say, although it would have been a very good idea to put the dinosaurs lower than ground level. That's always been my biggest thing. We'll discuss that in further detail when the Tyrannosaurus Rex scene happens. But yeah, put your dinosaurs 20 feet below ground level and put fences over that. Find out how high the T-Rex can jump, and then put him below that. That's what they do at the zoo. They have a little moat around, like, the polar bears, where they know the polar bear is too scared to jump that far.
That always terrifies me when I go to the zoo and I see that, because I'm just waiting for one of those animals to just walk off that and fall down. I know they're smarter than that, but I always have this fear that they're going to.
I've always hated this part of the movie, because I just want them to get to Jurassic Park.
You gotta have the build-up.
Yeah,
this is the character development.
I know that.
What you want is Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what you should watch if you want even more build-up before anything actually happens is the Peter Jackson King Kong movie, where it's 90 minutes before they even get to the goddamn island.
I hate that film.
Oh, look at this little twerp. This kid's great. This kid was in Nightmare on Elm Street 5. He was Alice's unborn child in her dream.
He could have played a dinosaur. He's so ugly. I'm sorry if you're listening to this commentary track. And how Sam Neill's character hates children. Yes. He's like, what? Let me just tell you horrific things that will give you nightmares.
Yes, we're learning multiple things.
We're getting lots of information in a scene that is, in addition to giving information, is also entertaining.
That's right.
It's a fun scene.
This is what they used to call a movie. Well, speaking of dinosaurs, here's Richard Attenborough in his greatest film performance ever. Mainly known as he's a director. He just does acting, but...
Yeah, Spielberg, I don't know if he still does this, but he used to cast other filmmakers in his movies. Like Truffaut was in Close Encounters.
Being an actor and a director, he knows to move that much farther to that side. Over here, pull up.
And the same year that Richard Attenborough won the Oscar for Gandhi, Spielberg was nominated for Best Director for E.T. So he lost to Richard Attenborough here. And rightfully so.
Well, yeah.
And that's our discussion of Gandhi.
If Spielberg was E.T. was nominated for Best Director?
Best Director, yeah.
Oh my God.
Have they ever remade a Spielberg movie? Has this happened yet? Because John Carpenter's been raped.
John Carpenter's got it bad. I don't think so, no. Spielberg's still too active.
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't allow it.
When he dies, they're going to start making plans for E.T.
Oh, yeah. E.T. 2 will be out within a year after
Well, they're in the
Spielberg
works for
passes away.
the Indiana Jones reboot, so...
That's true. That'll be the first one, right?
It's on the way.
Yep. This scene sets the precedence that anyone in any of these Jurassic Park movies will go back to that island and face imminent danger for money.
You know?
Everyone in these movies is a horrible sellout.
That's the most realistic thing I've ever seen in a movie.
Rich, would you go to an island with Tyrannosaurus Rexes?
How much money? That's my first question.
$50,000.
No.
You would not go to a magical island adventure for $50,000?
Well, for what they signed up for, yes, I would do that. Okay. Not knowing that the rides were going to break down. If we're talking like a Lost World situation where everything's just kind of wild and untamed, I would want a lot more.
Okay.
But sadly, even though I would die, there is a price.
Well, the thing is, they don't even know what they're doing in this movie until they get to the island. And then we have Newman here. He's introduced eating plates full of food.
Hey, this guy in the hat. I want to say he was in the news recently for being like a child molester.
What?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that.
Cameron Thor has an eye for talent and young girls.
And here we're introduced to Jeff Goldblum. One of his best performances, one of his best characters.
Who thinks it's a great idea to wear a black leather jacket to a tropical island.
He's more concerned with style than anything else. He's a rock star. Except in the second movie, where he's a completely different character.
Oh my gosh. Now, upcoming is the famous seatbelt scene.
Yeah, this is the scene that young film brats like to point out to pretend they're smart.
What is this?
Did you notice the foreshadowing here? Dr. Grant has 2 female ends, but he finds a way to make it work. Much like the dinosaurs later, they're all females, but they find a way to start reproducing.
Oh my god!
So people like to point that out and say, "Did you know that? Did you notice that?"
No, I didn't notice that. That's some heavy fucking symbolism.
That's one of those moments everybody likes to point out because they all heard it somewhere else.
Like asshole film students?
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about? Now here Dr. Hammond gets a little handsy with everybody. He's like, "Come here, let me touch all you."
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, Jeff Goldblum does that later with Laura Dern too.
Well, that's Jeff Goldblum.
He's all over Laura Dern.
What is it, like a sexual harassment theme park?
So look at all this build-up now. We got the John Williams music, all this excitement, all this awe. What are they going to see when they get there?
They're going to see a Brontosaurus.
Called Jurassic Park, so dinosaurs be my guess.
Oh.
Mostly the audience knows what's going to happen.
Sure, but it's the execution of the build-up that makes it exciting.
9-year-old Jacob Lipsy saw a preview of the movie. It wasn't what he expected.
I was expecting a little child's movie. I mean, the little dinosaur kind that goes stomping across the screen and squishing people with yelling in the background. But this movie was not like that. It was a horror film. A total horror film.
That's right. It's an adventure.
It's an adventure 65 million years in the making.
Oh my god.
That was the tagline for the movie.
Tagline.
This is important. This is our first CG.
Yeah.
It holds up.
It still looks pretty good.
Yeah, see, these shots look really good.
Yeah, the faraway shots
because there's a
especially
lot of
look great.
focus and yeah.
All right, now I have an issue with this scene here.
Oh, really?
This is clearly a ride in the park, and that hundreds and thousands of visitors every day will go on this ride. Mm-hmm. And in the video in the ride, it's clearly John Hammond talking to himself. So did John Hammond intend to personally attend this ride every time they use this ride? Like, it was going to be his new full-time job, was going to be like the ride host at Jurassic Park?
Well, again, I attribute that to his childlike...
His naivety.
His childlike brain. Make a video where I talk to myself.
Yeah.
And the audience... But sir, just do it. And okay, whatever. You're paying us truckloads of money.
Now, this isn't a continuity error, but more of a continuity story question on my part.
Okay.
There are dozens of scientists in this room.
Yes.
Where are they when everything goes haywire?
They're going... They all leave.
There's dialogue.
Where do they live?
They go to a
They
dock.
go to the dock. They go to the boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do mention that.
Yeah. They're like all
So there's like a housing island?
Or they just go to the mainland. They go to whatever. Okay.
Yeah, Costa Rica, I think, is
that
the nearest mainland or large country.
Yeah, that is explained.
Imagine if like the boat sank and you lost all of your brilliant cloning scientists.
Just all at once.
Does anybody else know how to build a dinosaur?
They would just clone more scientists.
They would probably have like a policy where only like 5 scientists could leave at a time.
What was the next big... Was there a next big Spielberg, like, summer popcorn blockbuster-y movie?
He did
War
like
of the Worlds, but that kind of wasn't huge.
My question was there another big Spielberg blockbuster? I don't think so.
The era of
he continued to make good movies, but...
Yeah, and he did Minority Report, but that was a little, like, darker and heavier. But, like, movies like this, which is what people associate Spielberg with, this was really the last one.
Wait, stop. Little Timmy's wearing an ascot? What the fuck?
He's a Scooby-Doo fan.
Anyways, so here we are. We're establishing the T-Rex enclosure.
We're anticipating the T-Rex.
Yes.
This is the build-up.
Right.
This is classic Spielberg, everybody looking at things.
And everyone's disappointed when they don't see the T-Rex. But this is good film-wise. It's a good establishment of the location where they'll appear later. And it'll be raining and dark, so it's a good thing to set it up. Plus, they set up the goat, because you see that the goat's gone.
Yeah.
And that means the T-Rex is there. Am I right? Am I right?
That is what happens in the movie. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Everybody's waiting to see what happens to that goat.
They want to see it get eaten. I love that tongue. She tries to squeeze the pus thing on the tongue.
It's got a little pustule on it. It's disgusting.
Yep, and this is the one chance that Ellie Sadler's character has a chance to do something.
No, what are you talking about? She does the whole breaker thing later.
She pulls a switch.
I mean, according to her
dinosaurs
profession, she's like a plant doctor or some shit, right? She's not a paleontologist. She knows about plants. Dr. Grant is the paleontologist.
Well,
so
if you're digging up ancient plants, you're still a paleontologist.
Well, okay, a planteontologist, whatever you call it.
She doesn't study the dinosaurs.
She's more into plants. So she says, these berries made this thing sick. Okay, great. Now turn the power back on. Get in this adventure. So this is a little character moment for her, but it got to showcase a great, actual physical giant Triceratops prop thing. And let's welcome to the film Samuel L. Jackson.
Or as he was known back then, Guy.
Guy in movie.
Yeah, this was 1 year before Pulp Fiction.
Okay, here's our little heist scene. Dennis Nedry stealing dinosaur embryos.
Wouldn't they just keep it in some kind of freezer? Why does it have to have the special blue tube? What does that blue do?
Because movie.
Blue Rich. Equals cold, Rich.
They probably would just keep them in a regular fridge.
It would be colder without the light bulb.
Quit complaining. I don't see you making Jurassic Park. Little Timmy has his night vision goggles
with lights on it, which would seem to defeat the purpose.
It's a toy for the kids to play with at the dinosaur park. But I love the lawyer's line when he says, "Are those heavy?" She says, "Yes." He says, "Then they're expensive."
Put them back.
That's very true. That's how a lawyer thinks.
I love this moment where the lawyer just immediately abandons these small children.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Just immediately. He seems to think he'll be safe in a bamboo bathroom.
I can't see him in there. He probably would be safe too. I would have no idea it's there.
I don't remember if this is the point in the book where he died, but I know he does die in the book.
But I think Spielberg's knew that audiences would like that character and they would not want to see them die. Spielberg is good at giving audiences what they want to see.
He knows how to make an audience happy.
Like, Gizmo in Gremlins was originally going to turn into a gremlin. He was going to be like the Spike character, but Spielberg thought, no, this thing's too cute. People are going to like this character.
Yep.
Whoa.
Now, this is sort of interesting. Look, this is where earlier in the movie, on the other side of the fence right there, was like where the goat was. And now, all of a sudden...
I've always wondered that, too.
Are they on the other side?
No, the other side, there is no fence on the other side. It's just one of those things you don't really think about while you're watching it because you're so caught up in the action and the excitement, but it doesn't really make any sense.
This is where he realizes that his dream is a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
He's a sympathetic character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a kindly old grandpa who fucked up, But
he's still holding off. Doesn't he say, is it this scene where he says something about, like, next time we'll do it better, or next time we'll get it right, or something like that?
I think so. And that's when she starts screaming at him.
And that's when she's like, don't be an idiot.
No, fuck it. You make more dinosaurs, goddammit. Well, this is a fluke. This is a fluke. Look, the astronaut program. Astronauts died. Astronauts that burned to death when they were testing out the cockpit. We didn't stop going to the moon.
Well, they didn't allow tourists to go to the moon, though.
They are now.
And here's our beefcake shot of Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, really awkward. It makes me very uncomfortable. That's a beefcake shot for the ladies.
That's for the ladies.
That's like the cover of a Harlequin romance novel. The Sailor at Sea. Anyways, so here these characters are dealing with technical problems in the theme park. and they just rebooted the computer system, and then someone has to go to the breakers. Now it's the next day somehow. I don't know what they did overnight. Did they go to sleep?
They slept. They slept in the tree.
Everybody can
No,
sleep.
the people.
Oh,
in
the
park.
people in the facility?
Did things get weird with John Hammond? Why don't you come and sleep over here, Ian Malcolm? Your shirt's undone and your chest is all sweaty.
Wait, what happened to Tim's ascot?
And where's Lexi's hat? I guess she lost it during the T-Rex attack.
There was a lot of things happening.
That's
It's possible it fell off her head.
Maybe there was a cut scene or a deleted scene where they were all kind of sitting there in the dark and some characterization happened with, the clever girl guy.
Oh, sure.
Maybe. He sat there and he had a nice little conversation with Laura Dern, and he said something about he accidentally shot his wife with a shotgun. That's why he became a big game hunter or whatever he is. I don't know. My mission in life has been to shoot things ever since. And then she's just really bored with the conversation, and it's just getting awkward. Is it time to reboot the system yet? My wife looked a lot like you. You're a clever girl. And that's what set it up for the next scene.
But this is, of course, where the Alan Grant's explaining to the little twerp kid at the beginning of the movie about the way raptors attack. And now we get the payoff of that.
This guy really could have benefited from that scene.
Yeah.
Timmy, get off the fence.
Oh, Timmy. He should have died.
Rich, that's an awful thing to say. It's really an awful
There's
thing to
still
say.
one kid left. You can afford to get rid of one of them.
Mr. Arnold? Mr. Arnold is, of course, Samuel L. Jackson's character who went in here to turn off the power and then became a rubber hand.
Now, after Pulp Fiction, he would never play a character called Arnold. He would have to have a much cooler name.
Oh. There's a similar moment. There's a lot of similar moments in the second movie, but when they go onto the boat, once it's docked and they see the boat captain's hand is on the steering wheel, it's like the fucking T-Rex could not get into that room to kill that guy.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's so dumb.
Maybe his hand got severed in an unrelated accident.
This all makes perfect sense now.
No, you're forgetting the obvious, is that the captain of the ship was just a hand.
All right, kids, I'm going to leave you alone now. Bye.
I mean, there was the episode of Star Trek where everyone on the ship turned into an animal monster. I guess it's kind of like the raptor sequence when Worf turned into a raptor monster.
Yeah, their DNA mutates for no reason, and then they become evolutionary throwbacks.
Yeah. Riker became like a monkey man.
Riker became a Cro-Magnon.
He beat somebody to death as a monkey man too, didn't he? One of the crew members in the bridge.
I think so. And Worf was this horrific monster. He tried to break a door down. Raptors are now they've been wimpified. Ever since a little girl kicked one in the face doing gymnastics, they're no longer a threatening movie monster.
This is going to be the scene where Chris Pratt says, "We have to unleash the raptors to fight the monster." Everyone's going, "No, we can't do that." He's going, "We have to."
Trust me, I've trained them since they were younglings. Or is that Star Wars?
Who thought actually opening up a Jurassic Park after the events of this movie, and especially the second movie, who thought that was a good idea? How could they even get insurance to do it? They have a T-Rex running through San Francisco or San Diego or whatever.
It's not canon, but we don't know.
Look, that Tyrannosaurus running through San Francisco, that's just free publicity. B. Arthur's cameo.
Whose cameo?
B. Arthur's cameo.
B. Arthur was alive and kicking when this film was made.
You can see her clearly right there.
You want to hang me from wires? You have little children climb on me? My God, that boy's wearing an ascot. What kind of film is this? We need a bony old broad to hang from wires. Who do we get? That shot's always bizarre to me. that POV, like as the skeleton is falling.
It's different stylistically than anything else in the movie. It feels like Sam Raimi shot or something.
Yeah, it's not a Spielberg shot.
Throw that dinosaur. Watch this. Watch this. Here he goes.
I'm watching. I'm watching. Yeah, another iconic shot. This movie's really great. Did you know that?
It was fantastic. It was so scary.
It really was the most exciting film I've ever seen.
Well, I'm still shaking from it. It's scary.
The thrills never stop. It was really good. It was a little scary sometimes.
It's the best picture I've seen in about the last 10 years.
I always thought this was weird. I mean, I understand, like, thematically why it's happening with him with the two little kids and they're wrapped in his arm. Yeah. But really, that's their grandpa right across from him? Like,
well, I don't fucking like their grandpa.
I guess they hate their grandpa at this point.
Their grandpa made giant monsters that tried to eat them.
This is true.
Jurassic Park is frightening in the dark. All the dinosaurs are running wild. Someone check the fence.